So welcome to those who know me and who have come back to listen to another one. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Michele Buster, and I have been selling cheese every day for about 27 years now. Alva is named after a river in this area of Portugal. Sometimes cheeses don't have names. And of course, we can't sell something if it doesn't have a name. So I try and help out and find something that gives the cheese meaning by having it. And in this case, I looked at the geography and tried to find something that Americans could pronounce and came up with Alva. Alva is what we call a washed curd cheese. It's made from goat's milk. The Murciana goat was originally native to Spain, but for years, it's been also raised in and around Portugal. And these are animals that produce a fair bit of milk, but the fat in the milk is really great. So it's a wonderful animal to make cheese with because you have a great buttery nature to it. As you're tasting this cheese and you're getting that it's mild and that it just coats your tongue kind of with a pleasing butteriness, but very light. This is because this is from what we call that washed curd. So if you have in mind the photo of the woman holding the curd in the hand, instead of literally just pouring out what the curd is, there's another step, and they run the vat of curd with water, and that washes the curd and makes it sweeter and milder. And it's something that you find often in the northern part of in Switzerland, and you'll find it in Holland and in other countries. It's a very common usage, but it's not very common in Portugal and Spain to see that. But this is my second washed curd goat cheese. And for me, I just love the textures that it gives you, like the voluptuousness in your mouth, the mildness that it just makes me want to make a grilled cheese or to plain it on top of some vegetables. I could see shredding it also and doing a quesadilla with it. It goes really well with that honey. I think it would go well with, we sell something called a Portuguese tomato jam. And that would be really nice with it, the sweetness with a little bit of the acidity that goes, or blood orange confiture. There's a lot of different things that, you could get with the flavors and the berries. But it's there's something called DOP, or PDO, Protected Denomination of Origin. And these cheeses are not protected denomination of origin cheeses. They could be made anywhere, but they're specific to the different people that we work with. Here we are. So if you go from Lisbon north, there's a couple of ways of going there. Of course, I usually take a wrong turn, but this is a very small town nestled through a lot of hills, valleys, and very close to the Serra da Estrela National Park, which is this huge, wide, cavernous mountain range. So there's a lot of animals and a lot of cheese making in this region for it. And I mean, just hundreds of producers in that one area making goat cheese, sheep cheese, mixed milk cheese. There are, animals and farmers everywhere. So it's definitely part of the character. In there, we work with a company called Queijo Tavares. So my producers are, actually everybody in this picture works except for the son. The woman on the left does the quality control. So everything that we do from Europe has to have quality control. We have to do all of these different paperwork according to the US to make sure that our cheeses are safe for the American public. Philippe is the main director who I deal with, and his partner is the next guy, and all the way on the right is the plant manager. I got to meet Dad, and Dad's really fun. And he was making requeijão in the background. And it was, when we work with people, I mean, I go and I learn and I go there, but it's not just a buying and selling. It's very much a personal relationship with people and understanding the generations of family that they work with, and trying to take that tradition and transfer it to you. The cheeses that they make here some are new style, some are DOP style, but this is like a very important livelihood for them, and working with all of the shepherds in the neighboring areas to transform the milk. They are a co-op, and a co-op means that you have different members, and then you go and you collect milk from each of them, and then you make the cheese in the one cheese plant that's there. So where we have some, they're stirring the curd, they're kind of moving the curd a little bit away in the vat. This is more, you can see, we call it a lira. And Michael, I don't know if you know what it is in English, but I learned my cheese making in Italian, and then I just adapted it to the other places. But this is the part that you put on when you're going to cut the curd, because before you cut it, you have like a big bowl of custard. You have the milk, and then you add the cheese cultures, and you add the rennet, like I said, and then it all solidifies and it gets like jello. And then with this you cut. Over on the right, this is when they press cheese. So a cheese like Alva will be pressed for a short period of time. This is a horizontal press, because there's vertical and horizontal. So the cheese goes inside, you put this on the lid and you turn it sideways. And then by pressure, they all stay side by side. And that helps to press the whey out from the milk and the curd, so that then it goes into the next process, which is the salting and then before the aging. Here's some of Alva as it's aging on the racks. Here they're not using wood, which some places use wood, but this is stainless steel. And this is very young cheese that's just being there. Okay. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. Since we fly our cheeses in, I went with some of our more regular ones. We do have more esoteric cheeses that are out there, and in specialty stores, they tend to carry more Portuguese cheeses, but it takes a long time to explain them. And so we bring everything by plane, and we bring some things by pre-order only, so that when it gets here, we know exactly where it's going, and those people have a longer shelf life to sell the cheese, because these are, you know, they don't last a long time, or they're not something that we can store in our warehouse for a really long time, and we want the cheese to be happy. Other than that, I thank you so much for spending some time with us today. It's always my honor and pleasure, and hopefully we'll be doing some things more. I think I'm going to take a break for a few months, because times are changing and people want to be away from the computer and out in nature. So thanks again for joining us.
Thanks, Michele. That was really wonderful. So for those that are looking to get more cheese, they should be able to go through
Bruno.
Yes. And I would check through there to see whether or not they've picked up some more, or you can always check with them and ask them. It's always a good idea that instead of just going on there and seeing that they're out of stock, they can sometimes tell you when they plan on getting something in, and some of the things you can do. So,
you can write me at Michele with one L at forevercheese.com, and I'll help make it happen. I did talk to them and tell them that, there was a number of people who signed on after they closed the ability to get cheese. So they said that they would build in some. So please, and otherwise you can also write to me and let me know where you're located, and I could maybe help you get another retailer in your area.
Thank you. And for those of you that are first time on this, we also have Taste of Italy, Taste of Croatia, that we've already had a chance to do, and including Taste of Spain. So this makes our fourth in the series. And hopefully by fall, we'll have the charcuterie together and tie that in for our number 5.
Thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate
All
it.
right,
Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.
All right, you too. All right, bye-bye.